What have I got? Right, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kieran and welcome to the first Fallout 76 PSA, a monthly series where I'll be covering all Fallout 76 news in that specific month. So for this episode I'll be covering everything in the month of July so far. Now we still have 5 days left in this month, but I doubt anything's really going to happen. But if it does, then I'll just cover it in the August video, so it'll be fine. I'm mainly doing this because I really want to cover Fallout 76 on the channel, but I don't really have the time to make a dozen individual videos on each little tiny topic that comes out, unlike other Bethesda YouTubers that actually do, they pump out like 2 videos a day, and I'm like, nah, I can't do that. So right boys, let's get into it, let's get into the news of this month, what's been happening, what's going on, let's get into it. We'll start out with the big details that actually only came out yesterday, I think, and that is details on the upcoming beta and its release window. BGS took to Twitter on the 23rd to say this: "We're blown away by the response to the beta, still sorting out the details, but we'll start letting you break it in October. First on Xbox One, then PS4 and PC. But here is when the fun begins, lads." So replying to comments on this post, Pete Hines, you know, the Bethesda PR guy, confirmed that there will be smaller playtests prior to the beta in October. So there is so much mess regarding these playtests that I'll attempt to clean up in this video, because Bethesda don't really like to release information in a traditional way, you know, just make a blog post with every single detail and every single answer to all your questions. No, they do not like to do that. They like to scatter it in amongst Twitter, through the tweets, through P. Hines. So yes, I'll try to be gathering all the answers here for you, and I'll try my best to explain the whole beta situation. The beta process for 76 will act like what Rare did for Sea of Thieves back in the day. If you're unaware of what happened for Sea of Thieves, you could sign up to the Insider program for free, which puts your name on a waiting list for a playable test for early versions of the game. The Sea of Thieves testing started out small and basic, with little to no features, only a handful of players, and that was it. This was used to balance out game mechanics such as ship combat and regular combat, and oh wait, that's all Sea of Thieves has, shit. Then with time progressing, the tests got bigger, more people from the Insider program got invites, until the eventual closed beta where everyone had access, then the open beta where anyone had access, so yeah. The way Pete Hines is answering people on Twitter, it seems like this is the way they're going to go about it. These small tests will be very barren, not really much in there, it's going to be probably most of it unplayable, but it will allow Bethesda to tinker and fix things up as they open the doors to more testers. This will eventually lead to the grand opening of the beta in October for obviously Xbox first, and then maybe like a week later for everyone else. Now it is concerning because BGS hasn't done a multiplayer game before, but they did bring on a new studio to take charge with the development of 76 that do have experience in these kinds of titles. Do you know what the thing is with Bethesda, and I'll rant away for only like a wee second here, their marketing has just been bad for this game, it's just been bad. First they have misleading trailers to announce the thing, showing off like, oh, this is a traditional Fallout. And then when they actually do the whole full reveal thing, they don't actually show any extended gameplay showing what the actual game would be like. Unlike what they did with Fallout 4, where they showed extended gameplay and what everything would be like with all the game running. And even when they're announcing stuff for it as well, most of it is so contradicting itself, and most of it is just not really clear at all. They just need to make a huge video detailing what this game is actually about and what you can do in the game, shows the extended gameplay, and then that's it. Stop being all secretive, you can't do that with a big multiplayer game like this, you just can't. Anyway, back to the news. It is confirmed that Todd Howard and the team will be attending QUAKECON this year to talk about some more Fallout 76 stuff, more specifically talking in more detail about character systems and perks. This will be followed by a Q&A with the team that will be taking on fan questions. So if you have any questions for the team that needs answering, then I suggest hopping over to Twitter at this link. This link can be found in the description below if you want to go check it out. Just to even view like questions, or even just put your own question in there as well. It might get answered, it might not, I don't know. With big PR people, they like to pick and choose what questions they like to answer, and it's usually things that are already being answered, so yeah. On to much more smaller things. 76's cover of Country Roads by Copilot is out now, and can be purchased on iTunes for, was it 99 cents? Or like 50p in the UK. The cover was actually performed by a New York-based group called Spank, and it was produced by Copilot, who previously created the theme song for Nuka World. You know that, nice jolly music you get when you walk into the park. Bethesda have said that they would be donating 100% of the proceeds from the song to Habitat for Humanity, a organisation focused on providing affordable housing to those in poverty. Moving on, we have Todd Howard saying that he doesn't like people using the word survival for his game, even though he called it a softcore survival game at E3. But fuck it, let's just forget about that. Todd goes on to say this. We avoid the word survival because people's minds immediately go to DayZ and Rust, and certain other games. And those comparisons are not really accurate for what we're doing. If you think about the survival modes we made in Fallout 4, it has that vibe. Fallout 76, although it's an online game, when I play it, I mostly still play it solo. We like those experiences as much as our fans do. See, that is fair, to be honest. I do get the feeling that 76 isn't going to be like that of Rust and DayZ. In those games, the worlds are just usually uninteresting, and there's nothing really much to it, apart from, hunting down and killing other players and blowing up their bases. Obviously in DayZ it's more focused on you roaming from town to town being bored, and when you come across another person you just shoot them, instead of building a base or anything. But I don't know how that game works. The game is just in development hell right now, so fuck it. But with Fallout, there is the questing system, unique locations that usually grab your attention for quite a number of hours, and you're not just fighting other players, you're actually fighting environments, you're fighting the mutants that come along with this world. Now, so I do understand when Todd says this, but to be fair, he did call it a survival game at E3, so I can't blame people for being put off by what he said back then. On to much more positive news. To those of you who are afraid of leaving the vault into a camp filled with pricks who just want to kill the fresh Bambis, then you have no need to worry. Todd has confirmed that the players under level 5 can't be killed in PvP, so this means when you leave the vault you should be safe from the sweatballs who've been grinding this game from the midnight launch for a little while. Although you still can be killed by the enemy mutants of the world, so you still have to be careful on that front. Todd says that this feature could change before release, kinda depending on the feedback they get in the beta. And last piece of news for this video is Bethesda talking about post-launch content for 76. Todd said in an interview with GameLab that they have tons of content planned for long after the game is released. Todd goes on to say this. If everything works out perfectly with launch, which won't be the case, we'll be able to make a lot of content, but we know our priorities. It's a big new thing for us. We're scared. How well can we make this work? We look at some other big online games, and even the people who've done it a lot, there's always problems. We're not naive enough to think it's going to be perfect. I think right now that Todd and the team are definitely fucking terrified, because what happens if you've just been making single player games for years and years and years, and then you just want to take on this big multiplayer project that has a lot of fans behind it, and pressuring you to make it perfect. It is going to be nerve-wracking, it is going to be very intense, which I do feel sorry for Todd in that aspect, because he has a lot of pressure on him right now. But at the same time, if you fuck up our game, then I'm just going to riot, and I'm going to be hitting the refund button. We'll never be playing Fallout 76 again. Just make fucking Fallout 5, make it single player, that's all we want, Todd. That's all I have to say, really. So hopefully they can bash out most issues before launch on November 13th. So that's it from me today, guys. How did you like this video? Did you prefer this or much more smaller videos focused on each news story? Let me know down in the comments below. Anyway lads, that's me. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.